missing not only Yvette Mayberry for a third straight game, but also tonight we're playing without Brittany Harshaw, the sophomore transfer from Creighton, sitting out as a precaution tonight. Last 6 weeks or so, Coach Brandon's mentioned there have been people in and out of practice. They've dealt with a little injury bug to start the year, but kind of precautionary measures now. So Laia Canessa gets the start, coming off a good performance in the most recent win. Canessa finished with 13 points in the win over Sam Houston State. Reagan Williams, the freshman, misses the jumper. Elle Evans, the rebound. And a blocking foul whistled on Kayana Weir. Weir into the starting lineup for Omaha. Two freshmen, both hail actually from Australia. In Weir and Harriet Ford into the starting lineup for the first time for the Mavericks tonight. Coach Banks saying they wanted to switch their lineup a little bit. After 3 games of starting the same 5, 2 freshmen getting their first starts of the season. Out of bounds to Kansas as Leah Moore danced on the end line.
Elle Evans showing some high activity on the offensive glass here early.
Trying to post up down low for Nichols. Instead, they'll bring her out. Driving kick, here's Copeland. Evans, corner 3. That one's off the mark. Elle Evans, big-time shooter coming in from North Dakota State, has gotten off to a tough start from the field, Wayne. What have you seen in her game through a couple games
Yeah,
now?
well, she's still trying to find her stride. Obviously, she came in with the identity as being a knockdown three-point shooter. Currently, she's 2 of 14 from behind the arc, and so it's going to be important for her to find other opportunities to be able to affect the game as she has already on the offensive glass, score the basketball, potentially get to the free throw line, see a couple go in, build some confidence, and eventually I imagine that lid will come off the basket for her behind the three-point line.
Williams on the drive. Freshman on freshman there, and could not convert. So scoreless here early on. Mavericks going to work at their end. They have been blocked. Olsen on the baseline, and they will say it will be Omaha basketball. Mavericks 1-2. Had a rough go in their opener on the road at Nebraska. Then a win over St. Mary in convincing fashion, and then a narrow loss to Western Illinois coming in, a 6-point loss in their most recent game. Kansas with victories coming in over Lindenwood and Sam Houston State. Copeland on the bounce, got the paint touch, now looking for help. Here's the aforementioned Elle Evans, the 6'3" guard out of Illinois, by way of North Dakota State, and gets the turnaround jumper there.
Yeah, a nice turnaround jump shot right there. She about lost her balance there. I thought there was going to be a little slip of that pivot foot and get called for a travel there, but she stayed composed and kept that solid base and turned that into a nice score for the Jayhawks.
Which Brandon's talked about getting her other ways to get involved, not only on the backboards, but other ways to score, and I think they'll free up that three-point game eventually. 3 is up and missed by Olsen. Battle for the rebound out to Kansas. Jayhawks showing a little zone that trip. Seen them flash a little zone at times defensively, Wayne, but probably won't be the full-scale identity. But even Kansas switching a little defenses early.
Yeah, well, it's something you have to do when you've got as many health woes as the Jayhawks do right now, and understanding that your current starters are probably going to be logging a ton of minutes here as Samai Nichols gets a great pull-up jump shot right there from the elbow. And then, of course, the Jayhawks slated for another game on Sunday against Northern Alabama, and so finding ways to extend the minutes and maybe save the legs of some of their starters.
Nichols leading the Jayhawks with 18 points a game. This despite playing just 19 minutes the other night. Fouled out against Sam Houston State. Williams tried to draw the charge, did not get the whistle, but they get the turnover instead. Evans back the other way. In the corner, Canessa. And looks like she stepped out of bounds on her drive to the bucket. Knessa, we saw the young sophomore who didn't get a ton of playing time last year. We saw her improve as the game went on the other day, did we not? Kind of struggled against the full court press and then really composed herself, played very well in the second half.
Yeah, she was great down the stretch, especially when the game mattered the most. Is the Sam Houston State's Bearcats were kind of making their final run, and Push had 2 huge and 1 plays to finish out that game, and hopefully she'll have that same type of confidence going in here against the Mavericks.
Dave with the driving kick. Olsen in the middle of the lane, could not convert. Nichols colliding with Weir is going to pick up her second. So the freshman point guard will have to check out with 2 early fouls. So Weir into the starting lineup for the first time, having to guard the all Big 12 performer in Nichols. And so to the bench, bringing in Ja Harvey, senior guard out of San Diego. She's one of the 5 transfers into the program. Dumped down low and had it ripped away, did Nichols, and whistling a foul underneath. I believe that's going to be on Cave.
Yeah, and Weir went to the bench with that second foul. I imagine that she wishes she could have had that charge attempt on that very first possession back a little bit, as the game earlier in the week, Samaya Nichols was fighting through some foul trouble, and there's certainly a reason why you want her off the court. But typically officials don't call those type of charge block plays that early in the contest.
Look at Nadir El-Tayeb, checked in for Kansas, the first sub off the bench. Knessa's 3 is an air ball and out of bounds. So we'll see here the point guard duties now. Maybe pushing towards Harvey, but Grace Cave, we highlighted in the open, was a 3-year starter at point guard for Omaha. And their goal, according to Coach Banks, was to move her off the ball this year and get her a little more scoring opportunities, and she'd hoped this would be the first game they could really showcase that. And here you go. We're a couple fouls, and you have Cave bringing the ball back up the floor.
Yeah, you got to get the ball back in your best players' hands, and you know, as they're trying to get a feel for what they want to do roster-wise with 5 returners, 5 transfers, 5 freshmen, you got to put it in your seasoned veteran hand as the senior point guard is now called to run the show for the Mavericks.
So out of bounds, Omaha will maintain. Substitute on the floor, Allie Stevens, a sophomore forward, checks in from Fort Wayne, Indiana. And will replace Moore at a forward spot. Carla Osma in for the first time, the freshman guard from Madrid, and she blocked the inbound pass for Kansas. And another blocking foul. This time it's on Harvey, getting in the way of Nichols. Seen Samaya Nichols, she's so good at playing a physical point guard position for Kansas. At times I thought last year kind of got those freshman whistles that maybe she wouldn't get as she got older. Maybe we're seeing that a little bit here.
Yeah, well,
let her play a little bit.
When you're an all-conference performer, you kind of deserve the occasional good call right there. But in that play right there, she does a great job of changing speed, changing direction, making it really difficult for defenders to stay with her. And so she's growing in that category as well, and in terms of basketball IQ and finding ways not only to get her shot, but also to create fouls.
Ball was kicked, so Kansas will inbound. Zoe Canfield in for the first time. Freshman guard out of Topeka. Actually her first action of the season. Played in the exhibition game, but did not play in the 2 regular season games. The 5'11 freshman guard in for the first time, wearing number 15. So she makes her Jayhawk debut. Meanwhile, the Jayhawks turn it over, trying to get it inside to Nichols on the block. But it's a turnover back to Omaha. You mentioned the turnovers the other night. Boy, that was a big deal in the matchup with Sam Houston State. Jayhawks had 29 of them. Osma got free on the outlet, but couldn't finish at the rim.
And a great pitch-ahead pass there by Samaya Nichols. I think Carla Osma was a little bit worried about picking up the travel and missed that layup. Is
the backdoor cut by Cora Olsen for the first Omaha points. Now Cave also picking up defensive duties now on Nichols. Canfield 3 is good. Zoe Canfield's first Jayhawk points come from beyond the arc. She hit one of those in the exhibition game to beat the buzzer third to fourth quarter, but I mentioned this is her first action in the regular season and gets an early three in her first sequence as a Jayhawk.
Yeah, Zoe Canfield building a nice little trend here in catch and shoot. She also did that in the team scrimmage at late night. And Samaya Nichols does a great job with dribble penetration, finishing high off the glass.
Nichols' second bucket, and the Jayhawks a 7-point lead. Timeout on the next dead ball. Cave handling now out front. Gets a screen, but a moving screen whistling on Harriet Ford. Turnover back to Kansas. Timeout on the floor will take one as well. Omaha, the early backdoor bucket. That's their only bucket so far. Kansas leads it by 7. One from beyond the arc to start your career.
Yeah, especially when you come from a family of shooters. Her brother Jet played at Creighton. Her dad was a standout at Division II Washburn right down the road. And I wonder if any of them hit their first three, their first attempt.
Played on the same AAU squad that Sanaya Copeland and Samaya Nichols played with. Missouri Phenom. Canfield, a volleyball player too in high school. She's guarding the point guard now, Cave, although they switched defensively here. Stevens the three, and that one's an air ball out of bounds.
And a nice offensive action there by the Mavericks on the Horns action to the flare screen. Just couldn't quite convert, though they got the shots that they wanted.
Morgan Gardner, senior forward from Racine, Wisconsin, wearing 24 for Omaha, and for the first time down low. Knessa rattles in the three. Jayhawks up 10. Elia Knessa knocks down the trifecta.
A nice job by Knessa, staying confident there. Her earlier three-point attempt was an air ball, but shot that one with confidence and good rhythm, as we see Cave responds back with a three-pointer of her own.
Oh, a little step back there. Nice move off the dribble for Cave, who's approaching 900 career points. Will go over 1,000 at some point this season. Knessa on the drive, kicks back Canfield. One's off the iron, no good. Nice drive through traffic and laying it in, Ja Harvey on the bucket.
Really nice razor sharp drive there, splitting the defenders, and a tough finish by Harvey.
Evans on the drive, off the screen from Williams, takes it down low and hits her second bucket.
And now Evans missed a few of those earlier in the week against Sam Houston State. I think the difference on that one was that 2-foot finish, which allows her to have a little bit more stability and strength to finish through contact.
Cave off the drive. Little give and go with Harvey. Pass up court. Canfield trying to race it down. Throws it off an Omaha player. And Ozma had it knocked out of her hands. Kansas will maintain. Copeland and Nichols back into the Kansas lineup. And in for the first time, Katie Kitchus, senior guard out of Knoxville, Iowa, was a starter. Got off the little slow start offensively, now coming off the bench for Omaha here tonight, but 95 career threes. Wearing number 14, guarding now Nichols.
A nice job by that offensive unit whenever you have two of your top scorers like Samaya Nichols and Sanaya Copeland on the bench. To be able to get a lead extended by your reserves is something that a coach will take every single time.
Cave drives. Now to Stevens. Try to bounce it inside to Gardner. Two Jayhawks converge, and it's a turnover. Evans off the screen. Much smaller Cave on her, but it's going to be a charging foul as Grace Cave slides over and draws the foul on Ella Evans.
Nice job by Cave there. And I think it's a little bit because Ella Evans maybe extended that left arm a little bit, as this Omaha Mavericks team is not shy to put their body on the line and attempt to take a charge, as that's their fourth attempt, and that one converting into a turnover. securing them the basketball.
Alana Powell in for the first time. She's handling out front. Sophomore guard out of Haymarket, Virginia. They get Cave back over to the off-guard spot. Comes off the screen here. Stops and pops from 17, and she can shoot it.
Oh, man, that looks so confident. You could tell as soon as that ball left her hand, that was going to be money. Great job catching it in stride. One dribble with the left hand, planted that inside pivot foot, and let it fly. That's fundamentally sound right there.
We have some preseason all-conference recognition from the Summit League, and Cave knocking down the shot. Dar hit a 3 a little bit ago, now it's 5. And Nichols attacking once again down in the paint. Nichols now a 6. Final possession, it appears, here of the opening quarter. Powell on the dribble. Tries to take it down low. Nichols tried to knock it away, but it's a travel. Good job defensively. Nichols able to get a hand on the ball and force the walk.
Yeah, and a great job there defensively by playing without fouling. Is sometimes when that clock winds down, as the ball handler gets that close to the basket, there's an opportunity to panic a little bit.
And no shot. Teams kind of turned it over near midcourt. Nobody getting a final look at the bucket, but Kansas will take a 7-point lead into the second quarter. Samaya Nichols leading the more than a couple. Those Brittany Harshaw and Wyvette Mayberry, 2 starters, and then there's 3 players we have not seen this year, including Jordan Webster, senior guard out of Dallas, 1,257 points. Wayne transferring into Kansas, but not able to go thus far.
Yeah, the All Big West Conference player, 17 points a game, who certainly would have been in a regular rotation for the Jayhawks by now, was still nursing an injury herself, and so several injuries that the Jayhawks are fighting through. But as Coach Snyder mentioned, an opportunity for a next player to step up and get some good reps and meaningful minutes.
Evans on the bounce, turns it over. Omaha with the basketball. Mackenzie Smith, a sophomore guard. We've yet to see her out of Amarillo, Texas this year. As they pass up ahead, Cave to Harvey. Williams of Kansas getting the rebound. Also Freddie Wallace, a junior forward out of Lincoln, Nebraska, and Butler Community College. She was a 2-time JUCO All-American. Also has not made her Jayhawk debut due to injury. So been a little beat up to start the year, but opportunities for others, including we saw, Zoe Canfield play a little bit earlier the first minutes of the season for herself here tonight. Maybe in part due to lack of body. So the Jayhawks have 5 players sitting on the bench in street clothes right now.
Nice dribble drive here by Sanaya Copeland, who I'm not sure was in a scoring area and necessitated the foul there. As
Ja Harvey picks up her second. So they have 2 guards with 2 fouls here in this opening half. Starter Weir at the point guard spot had 2 early fouls in the first quarter. Evans. An official's timeout here. Do we have a clock issue?
No.
Or no, Copeland.
Yeah, Copeland took a big shot there. I'm not sure.
So Elle Evans will be at the free throw line. Copeland obviously out of the game, so. Elle Evans will take the free throws here. And gets the first. Surprisingly, Evans' first free throw attempt of the season. So that may have been intentional, right? I don't know if you got to pick one or what happens, but Evans gets 2 more points at the free throw line.
Yeah, looking at that foul call there, you see the follow through there as that right arm of Kaitis came up kind of above the shoulder, and anytime you see a ball come above the shoulder, it gets the official's attention. As Elle Evans knocks down a desperately needed 3.
Just her second made 3 of the season. Maybe those 2 free throws unlocking her arc game a little bit. Hit one from the corner, puts the Jayhawks up 12.
One of the things I really like about her, make or miss, she keeps the same type of facial expression, seemingly not getting too high or too low, whether the ball goes in or not. And that's something that's developed by someone who's been a great shooter over time.
Drive to the hole by Cora Olson, and she's fouled by Jayhawk freshman Carla Ozma. First foul on Ozma. First team foul on the Jayhawks. And Olson hits the free throw. Olson, sophomore out of Omaha. Averaging better than 6 a game. Started first 3 games. And then now tonight, 4 straight starts for Olson, the sophomore.
Here we see the Mavericks trying to pick up the pace a little bit defensively as they extend it out to show a little press there, and the Jayhawks able to handle that new defensive sight.
Nichols to work, double team, finds the wide open Williams for the lay-in. Good job by both Nichols and then Williams. Williams seeing the double team, Nichols seeing through it, and Williams got herself to the hole for the bucket. Her first. Olson on the spin, takes it right at Ozma, who goes up straight up, gets their own rebound back. Big collision there, no whistle. Ozma may have taken a shot to the nose. Here's Canessa on the dribble, flips it up with the left hand, no good. Williams tried to put back at it, stripped, and it's off Kansas and out of bounds.
Nice job here by Samaya Nichols, sensing the double team. Good balance, good poise, and finding the cut in Reagan Williams. And a smart play there by the freshman Williams as she saw her man leave her to be able to go and double team Samaya. And that's a great opportunity to cut to the front of the basket for an easy finish.
It's awesome. Ryan Copeland back in the Kansas lineup. Cave for 3, and that's up and over the backboard. Also, the Jayhawks bringing back Zoe Canfield. Freshman making her season debut tonight. Knocked down an early 3. Omaha a little 3/4 court pressure now once again. Coach Banks said that they will be a team that will try to press probably 30 to 40% of the time. Didn't know how much she'd go tonight, but we saw Sam Houston State have some success pressing the Jayhawks the other day.
Yeah, and that's a little bit of a different scheme there that Sam Houston State has. They played that platoon style subbing defense where they can have a ton of players keeping that pace up. I'm not quite sure that's going to be the plan and strategy for the Mavericks. You see a nice backdoor cut there and a good hammer pass by Cave.
Got it back, kicked it out again. Kaichis, a second attempt at 3 and gets it to go this time.
And a nice shot there by Kaichis, but the credit goes to Cave as her activity level isn't just when she has the basketball and about to score, but staying active on the offensive glass and looking for teammates to create.
Williams on the drive, defended by Ford. Left it short. Here comes Omaha on the push. Powell fakes the pass, flips it up, missed it. Evans there for the rebound, and I believe it's going to be a push on the backside. Whistled on the freshman Ford of Omaha. Third team foul, but second foul on Ford. So 3 Mavericks now with 2 fouls apiece, including both of the freshmen who started tonight in Ford and Weir. Weir is yet to come back after picking up her first quarter 2 fouls. And in for the first time, Paige Horn, a freshman forward out of Scottsbluff, Nebraska. Driving to the hole is Nichols, and she'll be fouled. If that's Cave, that might be her second. They give the foul to Horn. That'll be her first. The aforementioned Horn just off the bench picks up the quickie. So Samaya Nichols at the free throw line. Naismith Player of the Year watch list to start the year. All Big 12, all freshman team a season ago. Preseason all Big 12, of course, this year. 508 points in her freshman campaign last year, good for second all time, and off to the nice start for Kansas, averaging 18 through a pair of games. And Nichols will head to the bench here with 8 points in this opening half. Here El-Tayeb checks back into the post spot wearing 33. Powell looking for a screen. Hits one. Drives the lane. Touches the paint. Flips it up with the left hand. Does not drop. And knocked off of Omaha, out of bounds to Kansas.
And a nice move there by Powell. She's shown the ability to be able to get downhill and get a paint touch. Didn't quite convert on that one as the ball just barely trickled out. But a nice job by her finding a matchup that she liked and try to take advantage of it.
Powell defending now on Knessa, sophomore and sophomore. Knessa to the lane, soft touch. Doesn't fall though, rebound Omaha. Cave looking to push. Threw it up court and wide of the intended target, Cora Olson, and out of bounds. Knessa turns it over on the dribble. Threw it off the hands of Elle Evans. A tough pass there and immediately gets a break. And Smy Nichols back in.
Yeah, and they're going to really need Lai Knessa to take care of that basketball. She had 7 turnovers against Sam Houston State. I believe she's got 3 right now early in this contest. And one of the things that builds trust from her coach over time is when you get minutes to be able to take care of the basketball.
Drive by Olson and draws the foul. That'll be on Elle Evans.
Great cut there by Olson as Grace Cave was eyes up for the heads up play, able to hit her there on that nice play and going to get 2 free throws out of it.
Second foul on Evans, so she'll have a seat. Osma back into the lineup. Omaha with 3 players with 2 in this opening half. Jayhawks just with Evans picked up her second and sits down. Olson hitting the free throw for Omaha. Trying to clip it back under double digits and does. Set up the pressure here. Broken now by Copeland. Back to Nichols who resets. Nichols on the drive. Looking for a cutter. Gets it to Canfield. Back to Nichols. El-Tayeb on the handoff. Nichols on the bounce. El-Tayeb rolling to the hoop. Missed the first. Got the second.
And a great pass there by Sanai Nichols. Thread the needle there to El-Tayeb, and she does a great job of having a second bounce and staying with that first layup attempt that she missed.
Cave muscles it up and in. Diener from the outside. Nice work down on the block as well with some physical play for Cave, who picks up her 7th point.
Crafty up and under with a strong left-hand finish.
Charge on Samaya Nichols. Horn drew it this time. And Nichols will pick up her 2nd. Nichols getting a few words in. The officials pleading her case, but picks up the foul nonetheless. Copeland kicks in the corner. Canfield, corner 3 this time, and it's sure. Zoe Canfield with a couple of first half threes in her Jayhawk debut, and Omaha will call timeout.
And an exciting embrace there by Yeah, you know, as much of celebration as we saw there by Copeland and Canfield on that three. I'm sure Coach Snyder desires his team to have as much energy and enthusiasm on the defensive end getting stops, and this is going to be a big one to close out this second quarter.
Back cut. Cave to the hole off the nifty assist from Kaiches.
Oh, and a nice draw up there by Coach Carrie Banks as Cave uses her IQ to slip behind her defender's head and get the backdoor cut for a layup.
Cave now at 9. Nichols on the bounce. On the post, in the lane. Spins and can't get it to drop.
I think Samaya had in the back of her head another charge attempt.
Kaiches the 3. Reagan Williams getting tangled with Aaliyah Moore. And she gets whistled for the foul on the rebound. There's the back cut from Cave a moment ago. So Williams picks up her second. And Adir El-Tayeb will check in. So 2 starters, Williams and Evans with 2 now for Kansas. Not in the bonus. And so Omaha will inbound. Moore spins in the lane. A little too strong. El-Tayeb rips down the rebound. Cross-court pass down to Copeland. Navigates through traffic. No look to the corner. Canfield. Can she hit again? No. This time, no good. The follow, though. El-Tayeb gets it to dribble over the rim.
Man, and what a drive and a no-look pass there by Copeland. Canfield not able to convert on that one, but El-Tayeb doing a great job staying active on the offensive glass.
Cave with a pretty offensive move, but can't get the shot to drop. Kansas will have it with a minute to go. Driving to the basket is Nichols, and that will draw a foul on Cave, who hits the deck hard. And maybe on the left shoulder or elbow. And Nichols so Nichols draws foul number 2 on Cave. So now 3 starters with 2 fouls apiece. 4 all told now for Omaha with 2 fouls in this opening half. Nichols gets the dribble in. 2 free throws for Samaya Nichols, who's now in double figures with 10. And Nichols will check out. Canessa in here in the final minute.
Coach Banks sending Grace Cave to the bench, trying to avoid her picking up her 3rd foul.
Spread the floor now. Powell handling. She's on the drive. Slips through. And behind the taller El-Tayeb, but in for the lay-in.
And Powell knows how to find the angle against the defender.
Canassa on the bounce. Shakes free of Lauren Perry. Just checked in. Junior guard out of Sylvania, Ohio. In for the first time. And then a charging foul now on Canessa. On the drive, whistled for the foul drawn by the aforementioned Perry. First foul on Canessa. So shot clock is off. Omaha can take the final possession here of this opening half. Powell on the bounce. Gets it back now from Kaiches. On the dribble in the lane. Bounces to the baseline. Terry's shot is just a bit short. Tipped. And they'll point to Kansas. 2.8 And Kansas will not attempt a shot to end the half, and they'll lead it by double figures here at the break. So Kansas unbeaten on the air halfway through game number 3 with a double-digit lead. They're out of 12 at the break, 34 Twins and Williams each with 2 fouls in the first half. Keep an eye on. Meanwhile, Omaha with 4 players with 2 fouls each, including 3 of their starters. You look at Grace Cave, who led them with 9. She also had 2 first-half fouls and now draws the assignment right away on Samaya Nichols. Kiana Weir back in, the freshman who had 2 fouls in 3.5 minutes and sat most of the first half. Also, their big down low. And Harriet Ford picked up 2 first-half fouls, so that's a little bit to keep an eye on in this second half. Copeland, the turnover for Kansas has started, so Omaha will now have the basketball. In their first trip here of the second half. Each team operating offensively in this half in front of their own bench and their own coaches, but each committing an early turnover here to start the second half. Here's Williams to Nichols, wide open in front of the Kansas bench and flashes home the 3, then takes a hard tumble and winces as she gets back up. 13 now for Nichols.
And I'm not sure who she tumbled over, if it was the defender or someone from the Kansas bench. As Cora Olson gets a big-time spin move and a finish there. Let's have a look. We didn't quite get the full picture of that. We saw her drain the 3 and then it panned back to her on the ground. But, man, Olson's activity and strength to be able to finish through contact really shining in this game as she's to the free throw line for her second and 1 attempt.
Or Olson with the and 1. Missed the free throw. Olson now with 8. Foul was whistled on Copeland. Copeland picked up just her first. Here's Williams on the drive, blows past Harriet Ford for the bucket.
And there's that finish that Reagan Williams needed for her confidence. Is she does a great job from that high post area, particularly on that right-hand side, of catching and ripping, using her speed and her quick first step to get past that defender.
And the Jayhawks are playing a bit smaller as they will. Williams has the ability to be kind of a flex player. You take a bigger player off the dribble. But I believe that's going to be the 3rd now. Williams gets whistled for the push in traffic and will have to sit down with 3. So easy come, easy go now for Reagan Williams as she checks out.
And in a tough chain of events there for Reagan, you want to use that great offensive possession that she just had to build off of it, and kind of nullifies it by drawing her 3rd foul and getting sent to the bench.
Got it inside to Ford. Flips it up once, twice. El Tayeb, who just checked in, battles her on the backboards, out of bounds, and Omaha will get another attempt at it. Ford, the freshman, has not hit a shot. 3 rebounds. Did have the 2 first-half fouls, but freshman they really like for Omaha. 6'3" out of Perth, Australia. The 2 double-doubles in back-to-back games. Missed the shot here. Still 0 from the field. Nichols back the other way. Gets to the block. And we'll send it back out to Knessa. Knessa paint touch. Now to Evans. Back to Nichols with the shot clock at 10. Had the high screen. Turned it down. Now we'll go one-on-one. Spins to the lane. Bounce past El Tayeb. Baseline jumper is good. Tayeb showed a little range.
Yeah, great into the shot clock management there by your star point guard, Samaya Nichols. Nice job not forcing the issue over 2 defenders, but finding the open Tayeb, and Nadir doing a nice job of taking her time and finishing high on that jump shot.
Tayeb now with 6. Shot is missed by Cave. Ford rips away the rebound.
Harriet Ford showing some big-time aggression on the offensive glass. And back-to-back possessions, she's been able to steal possessions.
Well, Coach Banks talks about her quite a bit. Thought she could be a rebounding presence as a freshman. They knew she'd be a good rebounder. And that time forced the tie-up, but then Omaha ends up turning it over. A little miscommunication. Kaichis in Cave. It's the biggest Kansas lead. 12 at halftime. They've pushed it out now. Nice little pass from Nichols to El Tayeb for back-to-back.
Back-to-back, and a nice pocket pass there by Samai Nichols, threading that pass there. And not an easy catch and finish there in traffic as Nadira El Tayeb is working her way back into good season form, coming off that season-ending Achilles injury that she suffered last year. And this is her best performance of her senior campaign.
Weir turned it over. Freshman to freshman tried to bounce past the post, but it's out of bounds. Turnover back to Kansas. Jayhawks have scored 6 straight. El Tayeb's pass over the top. Evans the catch and is fouled. Free throws now for El Evans as El Tayeb the nice high-low.
Yeah, really nice seal here by El Evans. That 6'3" frame with the long arms is a really big target.
Evans the free throw line for a pair. It's the first. Lindsay, North Dakota State transfer, gets her first double-figure game as a Jayhawk. Knocks down the second free throw and now has 10. Zoe Canfield into the Kansas lineup, replacing Samaya Nichols. Canfield in her debut here tonight, the freshman out of Topeka, knocking down a couple of threes in the first half. Wearing number 15. And Coach Banks wants timeout for Omaha just across the half-court line. Will take one as well. Kansas, its biggest lead, now at 20. Back with more on ESPN+.
Coming off our last game, we've got to do a much better job taking care of the basketball, really valuing every possession. I've been happy with how we've been rebounding the ball, but better job taking care of the ball, and the free throw battle's not going our way either. I think that's an area we really have to focus on.
All right, Wayne, how they doing on the checklist?
Yeah, I mean, they're doing pretty good. They're +4 on the glass, 7 to 8 from the free throw line. 10 turnovers, is still kind of tracking towards that 20 mark. Some of them have been unforced. There's a turnover right there. That's right on cue as we're talking about it. And so 2 out of 3 is not bad, but still a lot of ball game left to play for both of these teams.
I mean, nothing says early season like moving screens. Every single year, right? Right at the beginning of the year, it's got those extra fouls. Here's a nice drive backdoor from Cave on the assist from Harvey, and one.
And a second lightning quick backdoor cut that we've seen by Cave. And a great job there finishing through contact as she lets out a roar of energy trying to rally her team back in this third quarter.
Ja Harvey, who got the assist, has a great story. She's a transfer from Fresno State, a senior. She's 27 years old. She's a member of the Army National Guard. How cool is that? And has had to miss some time due to the National Guard out in California, where she came from. She's getting transferred, though, to a regiment in Nebraska, but I don't know if she's got spare time, but in her spare time serves our country. Pretty cool.
Well, so cool. We got a chance to celebrate Veterans Day here earlier in the week, and a lot of times we're paying tribute to some of our veterans and military members in the stands and watching the telecast. I don't know if we've ever had one actually on the court.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Canfield trying to beat the shot clock. Can't hit the 3. Ball is tied up. Possession arrow will go to Kansas as Ford and El Tayeb tie it up. El Tayeb, you see the bandage above her left eye. Took a shot last week and required several stitches to clean that up. And I think she's going to get whistled for over the back here on the rebound.
Not only several stitches to clean it up, but she actually came back that game finish it out, having a strong quarter as she's showing some of her toughness, playing with those stitches, and man, was bleeding pretty good in that contest.
El Tayeb picks up her second foul. Omaha in the bonus, so we'll walk to the other end and shoot free throws here. Looks like it'll be Kaitjes to shoot. Referee is going to take a look here. Make sure that it was Kaitjes that was fouled at the other end, and she'll shoot free throws. Graduate, Knoxville, Iowa, knocked down a three earlier for her 96th career three for Kaitjes. There's El Tayeb on the rebound foul there. Kaitjes can't convert at the free throw line though. Vanessa now back the other way, handling for the Jayhawks. Sophomore out of Barcelona, Spain. Turns it over though. Cave rips it away. She's going to go 1-on-2. Takes it at Elle Evans and draws the foul. That'll be the third on Evans, and Cave to the free throw line.
A nice move there by Cave as she was attacking the basket with her left hand. Felt the taller Elle Evans closing in on her and quickly switched to the right side of the basket, which is probably a stronger finishing area for her, and was able to draw the foul.
So Evans checks out with three. Canessa sits down as well. Nichols and Copeland back in. Grace Cave at the free throw line. Leads the Mavericks with 12, now 13, double figures, and now all four Maverick contests. And came into tonight 892 career points. She's going to go crashing through 1,000 here this season. The senior out of Weeping Water, Nebraska. And they got the turnover there in the middle of the lane. Anfield out front now to Nichols. Nichols calling out the play. Osma shuffles it now to Copeland. Three is no good. Osma comes away with the rebound, takes a hard fall. And a foul on the play as Carla Osma is fouled. Back with more after the break.
Glad to see a smile on her face after taking that fall, and hopefully her ponytail maybe took the brunt of the impact.
Not only does it keep the hair out of your face, but it braces for impact. Who knew? That's right. Who knew? So she's going to stay in. Has the basketball now. Out of the timeout. On the drive. Reverse layup is no good. Rebound. Ripped away by Ford. Ford, the freshman, wearing 0 for Omaha, has yet to score, but does have 5 rebounds. Trying to post up now against El Tayeb. Cave, well off the mark on this three. Nichols flashing up court as Copeland releases and is fouled. So quick jets there from Sanaya Copeland to get out on the break, and fed by Nichols will get 2 free throws.
Yeah, a nice job there by Samaya Nichols, that as soon as she secured that rebound, her eyes went up and down the court and saw streaking Sanaya Copeland doing an awesome job filling the lane for the layup attempt that drew a foul.
Missed the free throw. Copeland, the transfer from Wisconsin, starter a season ago, 7 points per game at 43 threes. At 1,100 points at Olathe North, as she's a Kansas City, Kansas product transferring back in her first season with the Jayhawks.
And best friend of Samaya Nichols, which is why that pass probably came really quick to her.
Drive to the hole and a foul as Lauren Perry is bumped on her way to the rim, and will get 2 free throws. And that's on Samaya Nichols.
And we've seen that action happen multiple times as there's a dribble drive from the top of the key area as the Mavericks stash 2 players in those corners, and those are live back cutting areas. We saw Cave be the beneficiary of several of those earlier. Now Perry reaping the reward herself.
Second foul on Nichols. Perry, one of the 5 transfers into the program for Omaha, knocks down a pair. Her first 2 points of the ball game. Go guard now Nichols. Osma. High arcing shot is in for 3. Carla Osma, the freshman out of Madrid, Spain, knocks down the 3-pointer.
You see a little bit of a sigh of relief by Osma after she made that. I'm not sure she quite had the confidence that was going in as it came off her hand, but was able to convert for 3 and build some confidence around that catch-and-shoot area.
First made 3 is a Jayhawk. Mr. First 2 hits the third. Kaichis will answer from the Omaha corner. Now they pick up the pressure defense a little bit.
Yeah, we saw them press a little bit earlier in the first half, but this seems to be turned up a little bit more, looking to trap around that half-court area, and then sinking back, playing gaps a little bit, trying to
figure out a way to clip this to under double figures before the half, or the quarter, I should say. Osma, another 3.
And again, that sigh of relief came off seeing that first 3 go down, and use that confidence to be able to look to transition a second 3 in a row by the Spaniard, Carla Osman.
I saw the first one fall. Now it's just flying off.
Yeah, exactly from the exact same spot. Probably the exact same plank of wood on the court.
So Osma was 6. 2 for 2 from beyond the arc. Cave will bring it up for Omaha. Olsen off the weave. Gets the lane, cut off by Osma. Good defense by the freshman. Morgan Gardner back into the Omaha lineup as well. Olsen again. Takes it this time, and Osman beats her. Man, the shot clock at 7, wanted the and 1.
Boy, does Olsen like that spin move. She does a great job of 2 hard dribble drives, getting that defender on that shoulder and whipping that leg around to seal with that drop step.
Nichols the drive, fouled by Gardner. And we'll get 2 free throws for Samaya Nichols. Olsen a moment ago with the spin move for the bucket. Picked up her 10th point. Second Maverick now in double figures. Off the drive here.
Great dribble drive and finish there. She calls for the and 1. And
Nichols knocks down the free throw. 6 assists for Samaya Nichols. Now 14 points. And she buries a pair. Now perfect. 6 for 6 at the free throw line to go along with 15 for Nichols. Now Evans back in the Kansas lineup. She has 3 fouls. Perry off the handoff, left it short. Rebound to Copeland. Copeland with the fake there. Got a player in the air. Now gets it back for 3. The line drive 3 is home. Sanaya Copeland hit 43 threes a season ago at Wisconsin and knocks down her 5th here for the Jayhawks. Pushing the lead back to 20. Cave draws the foul on Osma. 2 free throws. The veteran Cave getting the freshman Osma to commit the foul.
Just when you thought Cave didn't have a look with that used dribble, she uses her craftiness, as we had mentioned earlier in the broadcast, to get that up and under step through, drawing the foul on Osma.
Cave, who's averaged just over 10 points per game for her career. 14 a game this season. Now has 15 to lead the Mavericks tonight.
And you don't close in on being a 1,000-point scorer without a little bit of craftiness, as she's shown here in this ball game.
Like she can score at all levels from the arc, where she's got 98 made threes in her career, but can work off both feet. Kansas will spread it out. Evans at the free throw line. Spins once, twice, can't get it. Reagan Williams, though, the putback. Williams with a nice offensive rebound and finish.
Yeah, and just a nice job in general by the Jayhawks, knowing time and score, knowing they were up 18 before that basket by Reagan Williams, not forcing the issue, not settling for an early shot, knowing time and score, being patient, waiting for the right opportunity.
Williams has battled fouls here tonight, but 6.6 rebounds now for the freshman. Omaha to work with the shot clock now at 5. Here goes Cave. Crossover, spots from 15, and that's a shooter's roll.
Talked about being a 3-level scorer. That was one area we quite haven't seen her convert from here in this game, is that dribble pull-up in the mid-range, showing that she's got that in her bag too.
Nichols trying to beat the third quarter clock and can't hit the three. The Jayhawks lead it, though, by 18 after 3 quarters. Sanaya Copeland, one of the Jayhawks' 8 threes tomorrow night. 7 o'clock start. You can catch the game right here on ESPN+. So good luck to Coach Nate Lee in his first season, leading the Jayhawks to a Big 12 crown and an NCAA tournament appearance, playing in the College Cup.
Yeah, look, I know we got an undefeated Kansas women's basketball team. Men's team's the #1 team in the country, but the hottest team on campus is that women's soccer program led by Coach Nate Lee.
No doubt, 8 in a row. Entering the matchup with SLU. Tied up, and possession arrow will point to Kansas. There's a look at Samaya Nichols, leading the Jayhawks once again tonight with 15 points, 7 assists as well. The pressure here. Nichols and Osma break it. Copeland inside now to Williams. Williams right away. Quick move on the baseline for the 2.
Reagan Williams responded very, very nicely after having that difficult shooting performance early in the ball game, finding her way, keeping her composure, and converting on her last several buckets. Freshman out of Kansas City, Park Hill High School, played her final high school season down at Branson. And Grace Cave continues to fire away. 21 now to lead Omaha. Man, that was a deep three. Just a few more steps to the right. That would have come from the Jayhawk beat. Cave 2 threes tonight. One more would give her 100 for her career. Osma hit 2 threes. Now this is the 3rd one. Rebound to Cave. Cave on the drive and kick. Olsen will spot up for 3 this time from the wing and hit. Back-to-back threes for Omaha. Man, and the excellent drive there and find by Cave, as she knew that because of that basket, she just hit the defense was going to have her attention and kept her eyes up and found a great teammate. Osma for 3, contact in the backcourt. Perry fell down and was holding her head. Did not stop play. Kansas had 5 on 4 for a moment. Perry will stay in. She was hurt in the backcourt, but suddenly Omaha got the basketball. She was waiting for it on the other end of the floor. It's amazing how that works, right? You got opportunity to score. Yeah. Not sure if the stoppage of play is because Perry was hurt, or like the officials finally said Omaha had the ball. Sorry, their offensive end. They stopped it when they were on the offensive side, so they will resume play from. So they will get the ball. And back in action. They're down 14 with 8 minutes to go. Grace Cave handling out front. She's got 21. You get a play drawn up here with that extra time there as Horns action, and got Cave coming off that. And a traveling violation. Cave on the spin. And a nice job there by Reagan Williams staying down on those multiple shot fakes, something that Carla Osma bid on a little bit earlier in this quarter.
Dave had that look of, that wasn't traveling, I'm just really fast. Did not get the whistle that time on the pivot. Here's Nichols at the free throw line, spinning. Left it just a bit short. Got it back, though, in the lane. And missed again. Cave the rebound. Don't see Nichols miss from that distance too often. Not deep in the paint. Jayhawks probably best post-up player even at a point guard, right?
Yeah, she can do it all on the offensive end.
Olsen tried to go to work at the other end. Can't hit. Nichols back up court. Will drive. Two Mavericks collide, and they got a piece of Nichols as well, as Allie Stevens was in the lane and collided with her teammate Olsen. So Olsen whistled for the foul, and then a hard collision with Stevens will remain in. So Samaya Nichols to the free throw line, where she is now 7 for 7. 16 points. Jayhawks a very solid 11 for 13 from the free throw line. In and out on the second one. I will not take blame. Each team now 11 of 14 from the free throw line, so Kansas not winning the getting to the line battle, which I know Coach Brandon would like to see his team get more free throws. Couple of missed shots here. Harvey the last to touch it for Omaha. Back up court 5 on 4 at the moment. Harvey now retreats defensively for Omaha. Copeland will get an open look. Line drive three is up and good. Mania Copeland, her second made three.
And that three, more of a line drive three. It's interesting. I thought that her attention might have went to the wide open Reagan Williams under the basket, and Copeland might have got caught in between a pass and a shot attempt, but she's better for clarifying it and making it a shot attempt than a make.
Copeland now with 7, including the 2 made threes. Samaya Nichols whistled for the foul on Harvey. That'll be the third on Nichols. Omaha will inbound. Jayhawks have led throughout. There's a drive. Cave and whistled for the charging foul on Copeland, who draws it for Kansas.
Copeland draws the hard charge foul, as I think that Grace
all right here on ESPN Plus, and the men's squad against UNC Wilmington next week. It's been a here we go off and running month of November. Jayhawks a big win down in Atlanta on the men's side against Michigan State in that Champions Classic. Always a fun event. That second game wasn't bad either. Duke and Kentucky. Always a fun marquee event, the early part of the men's season. Nichols, little up and under move. Spit back out, rebounded to Ford. Back the other way quickly goes Olsen and foul.
A nice transition opportunity created there by Ford with the clean rebound, with a great outlet to Cave, and a Cave with a good pitch ahead to Olsen.
Elle Evans picks up her 4th, and he'll have to check out. 5:31 to go. Osma back in. So Olsen, the second double-figure score for the Mavericks tonight with 13. Back-to-back now double-figure games for Olsen. Had 12 in the loss to Western Illinois. And second free throw here makes it 15 tonight.
Olsen with a great motor and a fiery competitive spirit.
Osma lost her defender for a moment, did not fire the three, nearly turned it over. Nichols gets it back. Osma gets it back. This time from the wing, spots up and hits. Well, wasn't standing in just the right spot, apparently. Moved a couple feet to her right and buries the three.
Yeah, and showed that she's proficient at shooting from that other wing there. As we talked a little bit earlier about the point production from the Jayhawks with Zoe Canfield coming on, hitting 2 threes. As you see Ford there with a nice finish, and Carla Osma taking up that responsibility here in the second half.
Osma's got 3 threes and 9 points here in the second half. Meanwhile, for Omaha, that was the freshman Harriet Ford with her first made bucket. Got her first start of her career earlier tonight. Did have 5 rebounds, make it 6 now. Did hit her first shot. Osma again, this one's a long 3, but before that we have a whistle and a foul as Olsen hits the deck. And Laya Canessa picked up the foul before the 3-point attempt.
Here in the
fans don't like the replay.
Fans upset with that replay. Maybe a little flop action there, as the Mavericks are certainly leading the game in charges attempted. Have been able to convert on some of those, including that last one.
Canessa picked up her second foul. Osma draws the charge on Ford. So a nice job by Carla Osma, the freshman, 9 points, and now draws up the foul on the defensive end.
Yeah, she did a great job of getting both those feet set outside that charge arc, taking the contact center mass with a straight vertical wall up.
Coach Brandon's talked about that. This team's going to have to draw more charges. Don't have the shot blocker they did a season ago, obviously, in Tiana Jackson, and wanted to see this team be better at drawing charges to make up for the defense on the interior. Sanaya Copeland steps out for her third made 3, now double figures with 10.
Man, and the Hawks have really come alive behind the 3-point arc, 11 of 20.
Got inside to Ford, muscled it up, and drew the foul on Reagan Williams. That'll be the 4th on Williams. So Williams out, El Tayeb and Canfield back in. So 4 fouls each on Williams and Evans sitting down on the Kansas bench. So Sanaya Copeland a moment ago hit the 3. She's the 3rd double-figure scorer now for Kansas, joining Nichols and Evans. The freshman Ford missed the free throw here. Freshman again out of Australia, back-to-back double-doubles. She played on the under 20 national team in Australia along with her teammate Kiana Weir, and also both of them had played in the NBL 1 league down in Australia and get that valuable opportunity to play against older players. A lot of nice experience entering her freshman campaign. Comes away with another rebound here off the Canessa miss, and now 7 boards to go along with those 3 points. Quickly up court, and finishing is Aaliyah Moore.
Great find there by Cave to Moore. Moore was able to have a nice few points in that Nebraska game. She may have a little extracurricular between Ford and El Tayeb.
So Ford will pick up the foul, her 4th. So back to play. Copeland, the drive. El Tayeb, the follow. Off Kansas, out of bounds. Grace Kay back across midcourt, leading the Mavericks with 21 points, 6 boards, 5 assists for the senior guard. Harvey changes speeds, pull-up jumper, right of the lane, no good. Ford, another rebound, flips it up, gets another one back. Bends again, looking for help. El Tayeb rips it away. Here comes Kansas now on the run. Copeland again. Drive and kick this time. Canfield launches for three. That's no good. The freshman knocked down a pair of threes in the first half. Not shy about shooting, though, is she? I think it'll be fun to watch. Zoe Canfield. This shot here, but stepped out of bounds, did Ford on the rebound.
Ford absolutely relentless on the glass. If you take a body off her and do not get a solid block out, she's going to come up with that basketball.
She's got 9 boards, just 3 points, though, but 9 rebounds. Canessa off the screen. Will pop from 14. No good. Rebound to Cave. Comes Olsen. Not a more. Step back shot from 15 is no good. Rebound ripped away by El Tayeb. El Tayeb picks up her 8th rebound to go along with 8 points. She's been solid too here tonight.
Yeah, really.
Contributions from a number of spots.
Absolutely, really solid, and not only on the glass and knocking down open shots, but remember, this is off the bench that she's having this type of production.
Canessa, the and one. Drives to the lane and draws the foul. I think that's going to be the 5th on Ford. Wyatt Canessa with the and one.
A nice right-handed dribble drive here by Canessa. Taking on that contact by 2 defenders and maintaining the concentration. Able to finish with that right hand.
And hits the free throw. Omaha went to the bench with 5 new players. Powell, Stevens, Weir, Horn all check back in. Powell on the spin move in the lane and the finish. And Daria Shelby in as well, freshman guard out of Canton, Michigan.
And that seems like that's something that all of these Omaha Mavericks have mastered, is that dribble spin move in the finish. As yet another player converts with that offensive move.
Copeland on the drive, uses the window and good. Sanaya Copeland with 12. And back to a 20-point margin. Powell on the drive is fouled by Canessa. With 18.3 to go. Lena Powell will be at the free throw line for 2.
Powell remaining aggressive, just looking to win her matchup against Lai Canessa.
Powell missed the free throw. And hits the second. Canessa brings it across midcourt. Final possession of the ball game. Kansas will move to 3-0 on the young season. All here at home. Lead wire to wire. And will beat Omaha tonight. 75, to 56. Both coaches shaking hands as the Jayhawks move to 3-0. 3 double figures.